So I was starting to talk about this aspect coming up with the Jupiter opposed Pluto. And the warning is, and this is for a while now, it's not going to go exact until a certain time of year, which is further, I think, in August. But it's going to start coming on, especially when Jupiter goes into Leo at the beginning of July. It's going to be a noticeable thing for us fire signs, and for some people, it's great. It's wonderful. Oh my God, it's going to be awesome, man. But for other people, now this is the warning: the most controlling, like witchy, narcissist type. Worse than that, because it's ruled by Venus. The Taurus is going to start to experience some jiggering. Yeah, you have to watch out. See, it's a thing within you. See, within you, you do have a placement of Taurus in your chart, in you. It's somewhere, and so you could have a prominent Taurus. You could be a Taurus rising, Taurus sun, Taurus moon, Venus and Taurus, Mars and Taurus, anything like that. That these planets in the sky will be starting to create like an access to which now the question is, how are these people going to handle this stress? The stress of what, Shauna? Well, there's a truth movement. First of all, there's a truth movement in the air with the Pluto that's jiggering around the humanity part that is really going through humanity's drawers and closet and emptying it out and saying what's real or not, and can you get over your trauma of even looking at it, or do you even know it's happening, stuff like that. It's really a truth time, really. It's been that way, but it's really just like, check, do you realize the lights are on, and how do you handle it? Well, a lot of people are going crazy. We're going to see that with Uranus and Gemini. There is a sure sign that people are going to be going see, you have to learn Buddhism, how to talk about, is there a possibility that there's a as a norm, and that there are normal just snapping out of it that's being called, that's a possibility. I mean, who's who anymore? Do you even know? See, the good friend goes 3 times because they want to make you laugh, and they're like, well, what do you even mean by it after all? Well, this means that you're going cuckoo. Well, did you know that there's a healthy going cuckoo and then there's an unhealthy going cuckoo? Based on, what crowd? Exactly. There's friends, and then there's people that are incapable of being friends. There's the narcissist, psychopath, sociopath, right? Those aren't very good friends. And then there's human beings achieved. They have love down. They have presence down. They have awareness down. That's what it is. In fact, there's a lot that you can say that it is, because there's just many words to kill one fucking cat. We're talking about awareness now. Now. Oh, see, love is not available, but now only. This is where they get the saying, is that love ain't waiting for anybody. You know what I mean? You can say that, but see, because that's what Libra needs to realize. It's like, hurry up. If they lag, the lover is going to miss its own love. What the fuck is that? Anyway, the purpose of this video is to talk about the sign of the times that are here. And part of it is that I will never get my glasses and look at the damn thing. No, I'm telling you, I know Jupiter is going into Pluto. And to me, as just a basic astrologer, that's a big thing. You just want to find out, where's your Taurus? Do you have those early degree Taurus placements? Particularly, well, technically, but it is going to go from 0 degrees. If you have zero, right, Taurus starting at zero on. Um, well, there's going to be a Jupiter square, and I'll tell you what degree it is here. Let me go, and I'll tell you the day. So pardon the light here, as I do have to use it, but I'm telling you when this amazing season comes on. See, it happens that Jupiter goes into Leo right on the first day of July, and this is an amazing, great thing for some people. Really, we will be lit up. The spirited people will be lit up. See, well, now talk about the spirited people. Taurus does have a spirit about them. Yes, we're not saying that it's not positive, but see, if it's negative, it's very dispirited. They are stoic people. It's hard to tell. It's like, what's under there? It's just they're stoic. They're very controlling. That's the negativity of them. I mean, and it's hard. See, it's hard for them not to be that way, because we are. being programmed to be our most negative, unfortunately. So I know Tauruses as being total bullies, control freaks to the bone, stubborn, right? That you can't. It's their way of the highway, maybe passive aggressive. Therefore, I mean, really, because they are Venus ruled. They hide behind a great, beautiful, soft, highly. Oh, they're quality oriented. I don't know. It's just it's turned demonic, man. When it's when it is being egged on by the satanic cult. Maybe it's money. Who knows? See, that's what I'm pointing at. Is that when we're going to start kind of celebrating it, that the circus is going to open up. That's Jupiter and Leo. The circus is just going to open up, and now, what's your taste? You know what I mean? I'm like, is it choose your poison, or is just like, no, we have a perma fucking Halloween happening until you realize. See, that's the way the truth is. It's going to be like this scary thing that people, That's what the perma Halloween is. It's a scary stuff, babes. The Leo has you ever dressing up in tutus and being Santa Claus, and no, Halloween is about the truth that's hard to see. Witches, ugly people that they seem ugly. What are they? Is it energetics or is it the way they look? What is it? Is it? What is it? Well, everybody knows what it is. I'm not going to give it to you now. And then, oh yeah, no, see Frankenstein. What's that? And then the zombie, and then we have the skeleton and the ghosting, and then all of that stuff, babes. Death, gore, psycho. That's kind of Halloween, like the truth of things. Come on, there is death, there is dirt. You're going to die. Everybody's going to die. See a narcissist, listen to her. She just said everybody's going to die. Yeah, yeah, that's a fact. We take it to higher courts of law. In fact, when you're born, it's like, is it just born, then you're going to die? Yep, that's it. Court adjourned. Was somebody having a problem with that? Yeah, they thought that I said, you're going to die. And I said, no, I was just saying you're going to die as the fact. I don't know. See what I mean? It's like, you can fool them like that. Let's go to court, take 20 years and say, yeah, but look at these people. Can't even have a fucking real conversation with them. Talk about emotionally dysregulated, like, call the teacher. Taurus, I don't know, bullies, basically bullies that say, if I can just get on the bully side, maybe. See, I don't know these fucking people. I do because my dad was a Taurus, and by the time I was 4 and a half, my mom, I mean, he was a temper tantrum waiting to happen all the time, and that's what I know of the Tauruses. They're kind of intense. Can you put your tempest over there, your bully control with money? It's like they're a cook, right? Everybody knows the born cooks. They're really good at cooking. Oh my God, they're so good. No, a Taurus is good at cooking. No, I'm talking about my dad too. No, they can make the most best of everything, and they're getting it right all when it's right in the middle of the boiling pots. Especially now, if they are a fucking career cook, and the pressure is on, and the timer is going, and they maybe have some people working with them. And if you know anybody, in fact, you are a born cook, you cannot learn to be these authentic people that are born as cooks, called Tauruses, and possibly Libra can do it. There's a lot of people that are known to be good cooks, but you are born a cook, a good cook. It's like you're born a good musician. In fact, musicians duet better. Anyway, you're born to do something well, depending on, like, that's because you have a good Venus placement. You just have a propensity to be in it. Like you really want to know how to do it, to feel good. It feels good, not for attention. No, you're born to do it anyway. So the cooks, they're right on their fucking temperature is this, like one little spoon fucking falls and goes, ah, the bead of sweat, ah, they're stirring away. Really, that's just a known fact about cooks and Tauruses out there. Well, it's about quality. They don't want things to be out of place. If something falls or something, yeah, they're kind of sketchy that way. It's like these cows. Imagine a cow in a warm meadow, perhaps, and then something scares them, and they all just go poof, and then they just start running. And it's like, they're very stable. They're in the stable. They're very stable. It's all about stability, and they achieve it. The Tauruses are hard at work doing just that, and you can't really knock their ability to do quality control and all that. That's why they're kind of controlling. I mean, if it's a benevolent control, sure, man, they will control you into a hammock, saying this is because we did hard work. We like our garden over there. There it is. I mean, just relax a bit. You don't really have to work that hard in a garden. Just keep up with the Earth's realm. And that's one thing too is that they can be kind of stoic and they're like, no, I've achieved, right? I mean, anybody can be this way, but see now, these people are going to light up. Sorry, I went on and on about the Tauruses. These people are going to light up. It's a test for them. It's going to be the control freak that lights up. We're going to see the nightmare. It's going to be a constant fucking Circus Vargas, Jupiter over there going, what's happening with all the color in the center stage? Well, Pluto's going to say, well, by the way, don't mind humanity over here going through crisis all the time. And fuckface Taurus is the last one to know. It seems like really in a painful way. It's like, so are you ever going to like get off that pile and share a little bit? I mean, really share. Be a good friend. Can you be a good friend? Or are you just always going to be an avoidant and then a control freak? Right? Fear. Full with fear. Run. Bolt. Go. Oh, you're finding another stable place. Comfort zone. Okay, fuck. We cannot fucking depend on these people. But see, figuratively, astrologically, in the sky, it being affected like this, like whenever a Taurus hits it or it hits it in your house, for all of us, it's the place of money. It's our personal value system. What we did say, hey, put a dollar sign on this. Right now, it's like it's about this. Ooh, it's about this brand thing. Let me chase you with my brand. And you guys, oh God, is it called cognitive dissonance? Where you just don't put two and two together. Like I was trying to talk to people on Facebook, like I know how it is to throw money down the toilet to a landlord. You don't like landlords, by the way. There's this relationship between the renter and the landlord, I say, is a lot like, and this is very real to me. The they call narcissists and or toxic people just highly damaged people, right? They have a mental illness and their propensity is to take you away from your own mind, destroy it, and then give you their mental illness. It really is. And so it's called opening up rent space in your mind, and they don't even pay rent. See, to avoid that, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to rent space in my home. And it's like, well, that's more uncomfortable than even having rent space in my head to me because I like my privacy. I mean, okay, other people. I'm going to get rid of this one person who's open rent space in my head versus now I'm going to most likely move in just a just as equally toxic person. People are poison, especially nowadays. If you cannot just look each other in the eye and start talking about it, how about those toxic people out there? Which ones? What do you mean? Are you holier than thou? No, no, that's the difference. It's I'll say, no, fuck no, I have all kinds of flaws. I'm ready to talk about it, but they're perfect. They're perfect. You tell them anything about any of your flaws or even good things, they hold it against you. That's what a narcissist is. They hold it against you. All you can do is talk about it. You can't go up to them and say, by the way, why? 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 First of all, there's nobody there. Their mental illness is just you're beating your head against your own fucking wall. Babe, can you get up a little bit? Just go over here. And this is about the time when I say, would you women kick back on having kids just because you think you're entitled to it? Now talk about narcissism in women. Did you know that when it's diagnosed in women, if it is automatic, the psychologists say that they just tag it on. She's a psychopath too because of the way that, well, first of all, she wouldn't have made it into the clinic unless there's a history complaint. Maybe she's trying to figure it out. Maybe about being a manipulator, somebody who uses her body to allure a man in. She's not going to like make him grow. She's going to beat him down and get what she wants from him, which might be just kids. See, this is dangerous. And then she could have 6 to 12 kids. Now she can beat those people down and make them just what they want and make them as dolly and put them up and put them down. And then this one's favorite and this one's abuse. And yay! I'm a psychopath as a woman if I'm diagnosed as a narcissist. That's the truth. That's why. That's what. Well, that's because narcissism is actually the man's disease. It's just the disease of a poor sense of self because it was. Well, see, the reason why that women can have narcissism too is because it's an abused little child there apparently. But when we're looking at narcissism and the downfall of it, the down side, the one that spirals down. They don't have emotionally satisfying feelings. They can't produce them either. They are not a happy-go-lucky person. They could they can act like it. I mean, these are the perfect little dollies that you see out there. That it's weird. It's like I don't know if they're happy or sad, but they're there. They will put a smile on. A sociopath will put a smile on, but it's like their eyes still say, "I hate you. I want to kill," and I'm or like well, see, a sociopath that way, but a narcissist they have just sheer fear that will flash, paranoia, fear, just like sheer and then but it's like wait a minute, I thought you had it all together. You have a family, you have a job, you have a career, all that stuff. You have way more a shiny car than me. I could be a bum and I could notice it. It's like, ooh, that person is just woo, right? Like, how do they confront human issues? They probably don't. See, that's okay, getting back to that. I didn't know I was going to talk this much about it. I don't know. I thought I was going to talk about something on my Facebook page, and then I'm going through such fucking stress right now trying to get. Okay, I put some videos up that you already seen. This is most likely the 30th of June, but I'm putting this on the 28th. Um, See, I'm supposed to be on here and do this. You know, there's a reason why I tend to want to share, and I think this is a good way to share. Isn't it? We're supposed to, in fact, on friends on the friends page over there at Facebook, sharing is there. It says a button, share. Yeah, I'm just a human being, and I know we're supposed to do that. Otherwise, you don't have a richer society. You have nothing in between. How do you? What's the wealth? It can't be just money makers. No way. And that shit is buying crap. Especially, let's get to the brand part. Okay, I guess it's the age of making your instant 1 million, but $1 million is hardly like fucking $10,000 now. Really. If they're just paying the gas light prices alone and trying to keep up with Jones over there, who talk about cuckoo bong, cuckoo, good for you. You found some way to fucking beat each other on the head thinking that you're like you found some way to stay in school in the sandbox. I'm not interested. No. I have a place to rent that is humbling because it needs a lot of work. It's not that perfect thing that a lot of people, they would say, well, they would go and say, well, this criteria sucks. It's not a 5 star. You know what I mean? It's like, well, get lost. I bet you a lot of people would love to stay here and they would love to, right? So I'm just convincing myself. I talk in such a way that I think that somebody can come here and say, Shauna, I'm here. I'm interested. I don't get people talking to me up front directly. Okay, so I have to explain myself right now to a lot of people after 12 years, or for me, the Facebook phenomenon after 12 years of being on Facebook is a phenomenon for me. But I know that the phenomenon of Facebook and social media has been out a lot longer than that, since at least the year 2000. So what I'm about to explain to you is who I am and how I was how I reacted to the pathogen or whatever it is that Facebook really is to society. See, I noticed that well, nobody is really there. I'm here in reality. And I know that it's best to have people walking down my driveway and we're like, hey, what do you want to do today? And we go like this. And I saw it right away, right when I got about 10 days into the very holding, I held the handheld. And I was like, you know what? So what I've done is I've shut everybody out that includes everybody that, well, not very many, but I have friends. What I mean is the people in my 3D, and I think a lot of people have done this. Maybe it was unconscious, but here's why. If you did that, here's why you did it. What I mean is what I'm trying to tell you is I shut everybody out over Facebook. I don't care if they're there or not. I treat them like spam. I'm like, whatever. Why don't you go fuck yourself? Because why? Oh, I'm kind of allergic to it. I want you to come to my door and say, "Oh, hi, how are you doing? Let's put this aside. How are you doing? What's up? Yeah, I don't know. What do you think this is for? Do you think it's really for showing showing people our best and then having, you're just trying to do like, oh, it's time to make everybody jealous and fucking admire and envious, and stuff like that. And you know, getting back to the subject matter of narcissism, Narcissists in and of itself, the lower vibrational frequency, the southerly narcissist, they're just little children that don't know what to do, and so they grab for subject matter. And when they can appreciate somebody else, secretly though, they can't live up and be there and talk with them or anything. No, you don't know that they're faking. Like if they're really trying to level up with you, and they'll fake that they even know anything about it. What they like, they're envying you. They wish that you were you. If you're not careful, the most toxic kind are going to try and steal you from you. And just because they know a little bit of the subject matter or something, they can kind of hold it, and you guys hold it, and they're doing a mirroring, and then they do what is called a destiny swap. But anyway, this day is filled with returning to sender. I have black magic witches to the left of me, to the right of me, probably more than I know, but I know of 3 or 4 groups, and I've never had to announce this until now. Yeah, it would come up with the Jupiter oppose Pluto. Those 2 planets, Jupiter is going to blow up the issues of what Pluto is doing for humanity, which is a purger. It purges by way of uncovering the darkest truth, any truth. And the darkest truth will just run away, right? If the light is too bright, I don't know. Whatever is not solid is going to remain, go away, and whatever's solid is going to remain. That's just the nature of the generational value that Pluto offers. In fact, it points at that generation or degeneration. It's like what happened there? See, my generation, the Pluto generation of Libra, is being set off in a very good way. We're going to start communicating. If you didn't just get sucked into some toxic thing that takes away your tongue and your inability to be free to say anything. Anything about what, Shauna? Try me. Well, let's talk about marriages. How toxic of a fucking belief that is. That, oh man, you're being held by the state over there. Maybe you're getting a third party to agree that you're trying to validate something. That is it real or not, babes? Did you find love or not? Is it just a business? I don't know. Who do you think it was made for? See, my generation, when you find out what was happening during the 70s, at around 1970 to around about 78, something significant was happening culturally. You'll have to look at it. That's what the generational planets point at. And especially Pluto, it says, okay, it was in Libra. Maybe there was a little thought on marriages. Maybe there was a thought on just both men and women. Like, well, what is that for? Like, kind of reconstruction, asking a question, maybe a complete overhaul. Let's do it. Maybe it's bogus. Maybe it's not. Whatever is not bogus, it will keep. How about if it feels good, let's do it. If it doesn't, let's not. I don't know. A Libra can really selflessly get that done too, really. So it's kind of weird to have Pluto and Libra, you know what I mean? Because they are ones that are weighing things out anyway. They say, oh no, a little bit too much of that. No, there, it's back to normal. See, it's just how much do you see of the negative? How much do you see of the positive? It shouldn't be like you see so much positive that you don't see the negative. And it shouldn't be that you see so much negative that you don't see the positive. See, Libras are accused of being the bipolar people. Yeah. You just don't know that. No, are they bipolar or are they just a Libra? I mean, they're trying to handle the absolute fucking nonsense that's happening. Like, well, first of all, me being 5 planets and I play music. Nobody else really plays music. I mean, not even just as a higher learning tool that you learn in school. No, they taught you that it was bad. Oh my God, learning to play music, you're learning to equalize in a very sophisticating way than just doing plus and minus. You start to learn all math, just playing music, learning how to space the notes and be on time. Like boom, you just start doing geometry, zip, zip with the skirt, dip, dip, boom, bop, 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 chippy, chip. And what? Oh, I love that because it feels good. It feels good. It's geometry keeps you buoyant, and that's the nature of the truth. See, when you learn music, you will be able to learn most every single thing else that you need to learn, especially if it's worthwhile. I mean, it's difficult to learn like 2 plus 2 is 5 after you learn if you after you handle a higher learning tool that leads you always to the same answer of the truth for everybody. It says, yep, God exists. It's the same for all. Thank God. Unity. I love my $333 trillion. $333 trillion. What are you saying there? What do you mean? Oh, did you know that AI wants a human interface? People that can celebrate God. They say, come on, who's feeling good enough to just play this game? Nobody is. No, everybody's doing separate, egoic. Oh, let's starve them out. No, they're bad. Let's just never like them. I said something so off the wall. Don't like that at all. Oh, it's so over people's head to suggest that, well, maybe you should just get happy, go to court and say, hey, I'm happy because I have the same God as you, right? Right? Watch them take you to jail because it's like, okay, I forget. What did I say? I said, well, I made a face? What was it? Huh? Okay. This hurts. Ow, a little bit, just a little bit hurt. Oh no, can oh, ow. Ah, thank you, Jesus, for your sacrifice. I don't know. This is what I say again. Will you women simmer down a bit? Nobody knows what the fuck, what to sacrifice for, what they're living for, so they don't know how to die. It's just really complicating. And you know, and I know that there's no death. You know, and I know that it's like, how dare you? My material, all of it. Now the organism, the blubber part says, no, I must eat you alive because I admire you. And you're like, what is this? Am I figuring something out that only I can handle? And it's like, yeah, bye, Shauna. You're never going to come back to this living hell ever again because you just unlocked it all. Well, what else am I doing? Am I leaving anything useful for somebody else to figure it out? Saying, just in case, man, you can go ahead and resonate and just kind of go with the truth, but you have to plan on just being a complete loner, outcasted. Of course, you don't care about money anymore. Fuck that fucking thing. It's certainly not anything now for me. Why do I want? What do I want it for? Oh, I just wanted you know what I want is I want to protect my privacy. I'm trying to get through this fucking life here. I know that sounds weird, but I thought I was coming from a place of use there. And but nobody appreciates it, right? Nobody appreciates somebody who has a riddle to tell you and that might provide some kind of fucking like your two molecules in your brain start going like this. Or what does it do? Just explode? Cool. I'm working. I don't like being around people that want to shut my expression down, like just because they don't know how to listen. They don't appreciate somebody like me. It shouldn't be that just one or two people are bringing me down, like they're able to do it. How, Shauna? What do you mean? Just get away from them. Well, like say like if you like I was just trying to explain on my Facebook page how that you need a few dollars. Okay, this one thing where they say and they say, well, don't wait for people to save you. You got to pick yourself up and do it yourself. And it's like, okay, so that means to get a job or do some kind of money making. Yeah, but where does that come from? It doesn't come from does it this is a really trippy thing to think with me with. Does it come from me over there? Like a good friend, or do I have to go to an enemy? Do I have to go to somebody that's a people? You're saying that I don't need people to save me, but I think I need money to help me with my privacy right now. Like, right, life. You need it to eat food, pay bills, keep you away from that deadline feel. Oh God, get you away from all of these weird feelings. Supposedly it helps you. So, but now I need to find people to do that. And check this one out. I'm trying to get away from what I'm pretty sure is just the colonist narcissist. I'm going to call them the colonist because, but in fact, all narcissists want to colonize your head. They want to colonize your brain. They want to make you feel or think a certain way about yourself that most likely is, babes, it's detriment. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to stay there and feed into you another version and make you. They want to colonize your brain. They want to take over your body, your nervous system. They want to be you. So, but yeah, see, what they're doing is they're giving you their mental illness of just vacating you of yourself and making you an empty shell. Isn't that weird? It's weird. That's what they can do if you stay there long enough. You have to get away from them. You should know that they're there and you should have money that protects you. The only reason why that you would not be able to get away and protect yourself is because did you need the money? This is a good point that I'm making. So I'm trying to make now I know I have to make my own money, get away from the colonists. They got in my head and that does not really have a real conversation. It's maddening. It's like, okay, so there's nobody there, but they took me over. And they're going happy go lucky with just my life force energy by just touching me and by by getting any attention at all. If it's just this constant entanglement, they need to know, they need to connect with it, and it's just it doesn't. They prefer hate, I guess. It's hard to imagine. They prefer the negative entanglement. All you'll see people getting married but shacking up friends that they don't really get along. It's called a parasitical relationship. And these people, they're kind of vague, and they're very outward appearance performance oriented. So what they'll kind of say is, oh, well, we've been friends for 40 years or something like that. But really, you can do a double take. It's like, really, 40 years of what? Because one looks like that it doesn't even like you, but it hangs on. You look like that you think you're the superiority, like, well, I'm carrying my little brother. 40 years, friends, huh? Doing that. Beware of those people. Oh, they can have themselves and they're good for you. Bye. They're not going to meet anybody new. They probably never met anybody. They didn't meet anybody there. That's why they're still for fucking 40 years. God damn it. Man, am I funny or not? You're supposed to do this, by the way. Make a comedy fucking goddamn act of the narcissist. You're supposed to put it on online and say, hi, I'm a human. But see, I'm saying you don't really have to keep celebrating these people, but you have to know, let the AI know that you're here. You say, I see the non-human occupation. Did you know that the original AI is the non-human occupation, is the narcissist? Yeah. They're not a real presence there. It's AI, it's artificial human. Yeah. See, the reason why that the language is mixed up and they legally get away with it that way, see, now they want a machine to come and get AI and disarm AI. Did you know that? And that's what you're calling AI. You think that the machine that they're moving in is AI. No, it isn't. AI is indeed a machine that chugs away in the form of, I hate to say it, but it's men mainly, but there is women that have this and they're psychopaths. Chugging away, making money, doing what? Oh, fuck, man, they'll do anything. Oh, anything, right? Right now it's like, good God. Anything and everything, but it's like, oh, goddamn, that costs a lot to poison the water. How about that? Give that. If the quota is 75 vaccines for that baby and within 9 months, there you go. And you get your $800,000 check plus a trip to Tahiti for your whole family. That kind of thing. But it goes on and on down to the first thing I thought of is the people that are dyeing their hair blonde. Oh, they can get mistakes. Their hair could fall out. They're putting chemicals on there. All the chemicals that people are using to look just like me. Yeah, it's almost flattering, but I'm like, oh man, you don't know how people like me, blonde-headed people, really love. Guess what my favorite hair color is? It's the auburn kind of black on the red side hair. Just something really, it just makes my mouth water to see it in both men and women. And see when they keep it natural like that. Oh yeah, it's my favorite hair color. Very, very, it's like a truffle, a chocolate truffle. I mean, it's beyond sexy, right? You're just like, oh, darling. But when I see that they start dyeing their hair with streaks of blonde and then getting more and more blonde and then now they're all blonde. You don't know, but personally, okay, I know you don't have to go with this, but me personally, oh, it's complete turn off. I'm like, why don't they like who they are and what they are, man? What are they doing? First of all, you want to appear to be blonde. To me, it's like you want just go ahead and okay, next of a challenge is try to be a black person. A black woman. Yeah, I can being a blonde woman. You know what it is to be discriminated against, ghosted. You're not saying anything. Move out of here. Um, to work twice as hard for to be, even be seen and heard. Yeah, that's a blonde woman for you right there. Why would you want to dye your hair blonde and just be completely wiped off the map of even existing as a human being? Comment section down below. Now, let me tell you this story about, and I told it before. I'm going to wrap it up. On Jay Leno, she was appearing. She told her story, but this was after, that it was years. When she was 16, she became a Victoria's Secret model. She was well on her way, and she was very stardom. She was so beautiful. She was a Latino woman that had dark brown eyes, the brown, but she had naturally blonde hair. This is what made her so fucking irresistibly, man, she had a tan. She was a supermodel walking down the road. This was in the 80s, I think. But by the time she was on Jay Leno in the 90s, she shows up as a black-haired woman. And Jane Leno, he is known to not like blonde people, and he immediately asks, "So tell me, Victoria, if that's her name, you used to be a blonde woman. Explain." And she says, "Oh, I used to be a model all my life, and so a Latina, and I didn't get any, I wasn't heard. I wanted to be a producer. I wanted to make a movie. I was tired of modeling. But by the time I became 26, nobody was listening to me. I felt like I had a dead end in my career. I wanted to produce in movies and write stories. I kept trying and nobody heard me. It was until I dyed my hair black. And I didn't change anything. I just had the same ambition. I just had the same clarity. I started to be heard. I got the position of producer in the movie over there. They heard my scripts, and now that's where I am. Why I'm the way I am. I will never go back to being blonde again, Jay Leno." So there you go. I don't know. People next door, all around me, dyeing your hair blonde. Ooh, besides for it being so disappointing to me because I love that color hair black. Um, yeah, it's just questionable. It's like what you just want to be considered dumb, even though you're actually very twice as smart as everybody else. I'm telling you, it's like you are black and you fucking work twice as hard. No, I don't know a blonde woman, including myself, who isn't built like a wire fucking fence. They can take, especially just, okay, we'll do it all ourselves because we don't even exist and we're not supposed to be able to say anything and we do art really good. And, I don't know. We just have more fun than you do, and that's where you're just like, even still, we try to starve them out and take their fucking money away, and they're still having a blast because they do everything. It's not about money. It's about our creative lives. Yeah. Money is what happens to a culture or civilization when they have succumbed to the enemy. Whom? Well, first of all, they make them believe that that they can die. Yeah, they take away their leaders who would tell them that in fact we don't die. Yeah, they would take all of their true leaders away. Then they would disconnect them from the earth, their own intellectual property, which would then sever their relationship with their spiritual belonging. That's where you get money, and it says no, but I will make you do this, and they say, okay, I will, and now you have to put on the clown face. See, that's what happens though when you have been separated from your own creative lives, which is just you have to come together and say, is this worthwhile? What is it? What is it, Shauna? I made an apple pie.